Hi, this is Mark from CUMAC. You know, in this kind of work, my team and I get to meet some of the greatest people, and we get to have some of the greatest conversations, and we thought to ourselves, there's got to be a way that we can share these conversations and these friends of ours with the greater audience. So we decided, why not make a video blog series? Welcome to Social Bites. No matter what your line of business is, one of the most common questions that we have is how do we get people to care about the work that we're doing? So at CUMAC, we thought, why don't we take some of the very best volunteers that we have that are really great at getting people to care about this kind of work and meet with them while chatting over some of the best barbecue in New Jersey. I'm here in Westwood, New Jersey, and we're gonna check out the barbecue of Kimchi Smoke and Robert Austin Cho. Come with me. So kimchi, you didn't have to incorporate kimchi into your barbecue, but you did. Why kimchi?
Well, yeah, actually when I first started, I just wanted to do barbecue. It wasn't about doing Korean barbecue, so when I first started the concept, it was called Kimchi Smoke Fat Boy Barbecue Shack. The name was too long, so I decided to just go with Kimchi Smoke. And for those people who don't know, kimchi is fermented cabbage. It's the national food of Korea. The reason I have kimchi on the menu is because, maybe you're familiar with it, you know, as a Korean American growing up, I naturally put kimchi on everything. You know, if I'm eating pizza, I would put kimchi on it. If I'm having hamburgers, I would put kimchi on it.
On pizza?
So I'm not necessarily doing anything different. I just put kimchi on my brisket sandwich. Don't like to even consider my food fusion. When people say it's fusion, I get a little offended. Fusion to me is, you know, it has no meaning. It's like, is it this or is it that? But you know, my food, I feel, is a reflection of me, that it's 100% American and it's 100% Korean. And this is the way I believe Korean Americans have been eating. We just naturally incorporate our culture by putting kimchi on things.
What makes you most passionate about this food?
It just called to me, you know, I was doing, you know, real estate, and then just watching TV one day, they were doing slow smoke barbecue, and it just blew my mind. So I went out, got a little grill, went to the park and started smoking some meats. So we go from something like this raw piece of meat. It's right now it's pretty well trimmed, but you know, I will season it with just, like, again, it's just basic flavors like salt, pepper, a little garlic powder, you know, nothing outrageous. So like I said, I like to do a lot of a balance, so I'm just lightly sprinkling things on it, you know, and I'll get a little bit on the backside. My whole thing is, you know, not to be too salty, not to be too peppery.
I should smell it.
You could smell everything. And then the whole beauty of this is that we have this about 10 pound of meat. You know, we put it in the smoker, cook it with wood. It takes about anywhere from 10 to 12 hours. And then from this, it transforms into this.
Is there a certain kind of wood you use, or?
I like to use hickory wood, which is...
Courtney, say why hickory?
Why hickory?
Why hickory? It's like, because we live in New Jersey, and you know, hickory is, it's everywhere.
How do you cut a brisket? It's a little intimidating.
Yeah, you have to find the direction of the grain, and you want to slice against the grain. So basically you want the grains to go up and down. If you see it that's going sideways, then it gets a little chewy, and when you bite it, it just doesn't pull well. So in the beginning, I'll just make
Doesn't pull well, you said?
Yeah, it'll be chewy, you know, because when you get a long strand, and you don't want that. You want it against the grain. So the first cut I'll make right in the middle. The brisket has a flat end and the point end. So this is a lean end and the moist end, and I'll cut it right in between the two muscles.
You gotta be out off camera, buddy.
And then if you look at this, so that's against the grain. So I'm just gonna go with this.
What'd you say?
She's like, oh, it looks so good.
And the other important thing to realize is, you asked a very good question, how do you cut it? So after you smoke it, you do have to let it rest. So before you do anything, you should like let it sit for about an hour you know, at room temperature, so the juices all go back into the meat, because you don't want to cut the meat and you don't want all the juices to come out. You want it to make it stay in the meat, you know, so when you eat it, the juices are in the meat as you're eating it. So I cut 3 slices for you guys, and let's see, you know, how I did with this. Here we go. This is the best part of social bites. And here we go, Mark.
Oh my gosh.
That's really good. That's very good.
So this is the best part about participating in social bites is we're gonna feed you.
Our smoked brisket here. We have our Korean barbecue ribs, our NYC XXX bacon, which is our pork belly, our Korean barbecue cauliflower, kimchi, which is the national food of Korea, our Korean slaw, and we got some smoked chicken tacos.
So, ladies first, shall we go in? Okay, so we each get a rice. Let me get a... The biggest challenge out of all of this is now I'm going to ask you both to have meaningful conversation while having food in your mouth. What is volunteerism to your teams?
So volunteerism has changed my life, has impacted my life in so many different ways. I have to start by saying that I wasn't aware of everything that is happening in our neighborhood. I wasn't aware that kids are going to school with my kids and they are starving.
What is the first step for somebody that has 20, 100, 500 people working for them and they say, I want my people to be engaged in the community? What would you both advise them would be the first step to getting to that? Because you're right, lives are so busy.
I would say that the first step is just to get to know your community. Learn about the community, about the challenges, the members of the community.
At BD, volunteering is a part of our culture, right? Make sure that people know that volunteering is so important in making a difference in the lives of so many that need the help. I always volunteered as a child, which I'm trying to impart in my family and my daughter.
What does volunteerism do to your colleagues or to you, to us, here and here, right?
It changed my life. It did. It changed my life. It made me realize how grateful my life is.
Yeah.
We get to connect with our community. It's just it's a connection there that I cannot describe.
It makes you feel like you have a heart, right? It makes you feel, it makes you empathetic, and you can't teach people to have a heart. You can't teach people to care. You can't teach it. It's innate, and I think as humans, it's in all of us. And it's like if you just give it a try once, I think volunteering is infectious.
Tomorrow is the celebration of the life and the work of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., right? And it's going to be one of the biggest volunteer days, right? Just one thing to nudge them off the edge and let them take that leap of faith to volunteer. What would you tell them?
Change somebody's life in a more meaningful way other than just send a check. Everybody's thinking about, let's save the world, but we have to start with our communities. We have to start with them to volunteer locally.
Especially those that are the heads of companies or in charge, however small your company may be. I feel that if you can't allow your employee to step away for 2 hours, like your company is going to go under because they gave 2 hours of their time, then maybe you need to maybe you need to look at your business plan again.
Think about it. Thank you both for being a part of this. I enjoyed the conversation very much. I think we definitely got what we needed out of this. So, bravo to
Thank
you
you
both.
for inviting us.
And Rob, like, bravo.
I didn't want to like really dive in.
I know, everybody-
I'm ready to get sauce all over.
Like everybody, I think all three of us were like eyeing the ribs, and we were like, "But how exactly are?" Yeah. So why did So thank you. Yeah.
Hi everyone, thank you for watching the very first episode of Social Bites. If you like what you watched, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, leave us a comment in the section below, and click that like button. We'll see you next time.
Mustache.